As always, the first thing I'm gonna do is clean this bad boy up. Next thing I'm doing is pulling off the hardware. And next is the part I hate the most about flipping furniture, and that is taping off the parts that you don't want painted. I know it probably seems like, why do you hate that so much? It takes so much longer than you expect it to. It's so tedious. It has to be perfect. And then it seems like no matter what, at some point in the process, there always comes a time when it comes off and I have to retape it. Now I'm just giving it a quick scuff sand so I can paint it. I'm not doing anything fancy with a wood top or anything because this is actually not real wood. It's like MDF with vinyl or veneer over the top of it. Now this is the part where I start to notice that at the bottom, towards the base of it, there was some chipping of the veneer. And that was a big bummer because I was really hoping this was going to be a super quick flip. But I mean, I always have to fill in areas. But I also realized at this point that this piece really needed a base. It needed legs because the reason why it was chipping at the bottom is because it has no base. Maybe at one point it had a base. I'm not really sure. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of me building the base, mostly because it was my first time doing it and I just really needed to focus, and I actually ended up having to remake a base because the first one was just, yeah, it didn't go well. And here I'm just mixing up Bondo and using it to fill in the spots on the dresser that need it, like scratches, little dings, things like that.
I did decide to put hardware on the cabinets and the drawer, just because I think it just looks so much better. Hardware makes such a huge difference. I mean, if you put the wrong kind of hardware on a furniture, it can ruin it. Having no hardware, I just feel like it's gonna be harder to sell. So I have a bunch of hardware. I can definitely get away with one pool on that door, so I need at least 3. I have this hardware. I'm so obsessed with it. This does not belong on this piece. That's just my opinion. I love these little pools. The problem with these pools is that the little thing it came with, they don't fit. They don't fit all of them. So it has to have special ones. I don't know. Is that too small? Might be too small for this drawer. I could put 2. I don't know. These kind of look too small for this piece. Let's see. And again, I don't think I have a matching one for that. I got a bag of random drawer pulls from Habitat for Humanity, which was a great deal in terms of the price of them, but unfortunately when I opened them up, it was just singular ones, and it's so rare that I need just one pull, so it didn't end up being as great as I thought. Oh, you know what? I pulled these off of a dresser. This is really good quality hardware. And I believe there's 3 of these. Let me double check. This was with the knobs. I've never mismatched hardware like that. I've seen other people do it and I can't remember what I thought. So technically they're not matching, but in terms of they're not shaped the same, but they all have that little leaf thing on there. I think I might use these. That'll be nice. I would have to use these for the cabinets and then this for the drawer pull, and I'll clean them. This kind of gives the piece a little bit of flair, and I will paint these using some rub and buff. I have European gold and gold leaf. I'll have to figure out which one I'd rather do. I haven't really tested out the gold leaf. I love the European gold. I'm just really weary of golds that are like yellow gold. That I don't like. Cool. Figured out the hardware. Awesome. What I did here was find the middle point, and then I'm taking a piece of tape and I am tightly putting it over the handle. Oh, okay. And then right where the hole is, gonna put a hole, then a hole. The holes are about 3 inches apart. So basically, I have to make sure that these go 1.5 by 1.5 away from the center point. This looks like about right. And I just realized I just covered the center point, so I can't check it. I'm gonna be honest, I've never made new hardware holes. This is my first time, so okay, yeah. So they're in a good position in terms of, like, I need to make sure that they're not too high or low. I think I did this right. Oh. Yeah, we're good. Well, I was looking for my small level to just double check that it's level. So I know that it's centered, but is it level? And I can't find the level, so I guess I'll just measure from top to bottom. So we're at between, like, the top of the dot and the bottom of the dot is between 3.5 and 1, 2, 3 below. Okay, but see, this dot is slightly lower. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is why I have avoided doing my own hardware holes, because when it comes to precise measuring, it's not my jam. I hate it. It's even worse. I'm not sure how I managed that. I don't know what happened to my little level. Okay, we're in business now. We're in business now. But does it look right? It does. I think it looks right. I should have been recording my progress that I've made since last time I taped. Tell me you're a 90s kid without telling me you're a 90s kid. I should have been recording, but sometimes I just get so into what I'm doing that I forget. I just forget, plain and simple. So maybe that's just the part of me being like a rookie at this stuff, but I finally remembered. I was like, oh crap. So I can't remember what the last thing that I recorded myself doing was. If I remember correctly, it was taping off the stuff. Might have been sanding, although I think I sanded before I taped. Honestly, I don't remember. It was either sanding or taping, but in any case, I taped everything off. This didn't have any hardware. It had kind of those built-in handles where it's just like a little divot, I guess, and that's functional. But somebody once said that drawer pulls and hardware is like the jewelry of a piece, and I just couldn't agree more. And so I made hardware holes. But what I did is I first sprayed the piece with shellac. Shellac, if you don't know, is really, really good at blocking stains. And when you prime furniture, you're supposed to use a shellac-based primer, okay? This is really good information to know. This is actually something I didn't know until recently, even though I've been flipping furniture for over a year now. I didn't know you were supposed to use shellac-based primer for furniture. I've been using Kills, which is probably the most popular primer out there. However, what I've learned is that Kills is designed for walls. It's not designed for furniture. And I guess the difference is that walls is usually you're just covering up paint. Whereas on wood, you're usually covering up like stain or just the natural colors from the wood. Anyways, shellac will seal in those stains. Oh my God, I just noticed that there's a dent up here. Oh, that makes me so angry. That probably happened since I last bondoed. Anyway, I've had so many problems with this piece. This piece that was supposed to be an easy flip that I was hoping to flip in like 48 hours. Yeah, a week later of working on this thing every freaking day. I have a million gallons of kills. I don't know how I ended up with so much kills. Probably from when I was doing my house. The previous owner left over a bunch of paint. He probably left some. Anyways, I cannot justify buying primer. Part of the reason that I'm flipping furniture is because I'm trying to flip our way out of debt. We got ourselves into a lot of debt. That's a video for another time. My goal is not to buy stuff whenever I possibly can. So because I have so much kills, I just can't justify buying some. So what I do have is shellac spray. So what I did is I sprayed it with shellac, and then my thought is, as long as I'm spraying it with shellac and then using kills, that should be good. So what's really common is you'll go to put your first coat of primer on, white, and all of a sudden, all of these little dents and scratches will show up that you just couldn't see before because it was blending in with the wood pattern. Normally, after your first coat of primer, you pretty much just need to plan to have to go back and fill some scratches and dents. It just always happens. So I filled it with Bondo and I went and sanded it. And then when I went and did my second coat of primer, all of a sudden, as you can see, all those wood tannins coming through. It seemed to be happening worse on the third round. And I think it's because when I sanded the Bondo down, I sanded the shellac away on some of the parts. That's what I'm hoping for. So I did another, after that, after the coat of primer, I went and did another coat of shellac. I'm hoping that is going to solve my problem. If I go to do one more coat of kills and those wood tannins are still just pushing through it, I will do one more coat of primer, and then I'm going to switch to doing a dark color, which my plan for this is to be using a light color. It's an off-white. It's called Ivory by Waverly. And I really I really want to do it that color, so I'm hoping that this works. If it doesn't, that's okay. We'll pivot. We've had to do it. I've had to do that many times. That's where I'm at. You're gonna watch me spray. Trying to not create a shadow. It's kind of hard for me to tell if it's any better. We're not close, that's for sure. Thing is this piece, is the main piece, looks a heck of a lot better than the drawer and the cabinet, the doors, for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. I think at this point, I'm going to give up the primer because, I mean, I can tell by looking at this, it's gonna take minimum 2 more coats of kills to block these stains. So I think what I'm gonna do when it dries, I think I'm going to do a final coat of shellac, and then I'm gonna pivot to a dark color, which is really actually irritating because I really didn't want to do that. But that's okay. It is what it is. Maybe it'll be for the better. I like dark colors, don't get me wrong. Got lots of colors. I don't even remember everything I have. Let's see, this is neutral ground. Just looks like an off-white. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, this is pink. Definitely don't want that. Okay, so I found black paint, which is really exciting. There is just so much paint over the front. I don't know what brand it is. I don't know exactly what color it is, but it just looks like a basic, like very, like blackest black. So what I think I want to do is I'll mix this up, and then I'll probably, just judging by what it looks like right there, I'll probably end up mixing another color with it. Maybe like a, I don't know, do we want green undertones or do we want black undertones? Or I mean, blue undertones. I don't know. So I see a little bit of blue with it not being mixed up. So I suppose it's probably not straight up black. Black is black, but it's still really black. So let me mix it up. I might need to mix this with something because there's not a whole lot in here. I really wish I knew what brand this was. Rust-Oleum. There we go. God, should I mix this with another? It's really pretty, actually. It's gorgeous. And even though there's not a whole lot in here, I guess there is something to consider, which is that I'm going to be thinning it out with water since I have to put it in my sprayer. So that might kind of help it go further. Just makes me a little nervous. I'll just be really bummed if I run out, because the problem is if I run out, I'm screwed. I don't even know what color this is. I guess worst comes to worst, if I do run out, I just buy another color as close to this as possible, and I just treat this as almost a primer and fully cover it with the new color. But what a waste of product. Hopefully I don't have to do that. I don't know. It's like black with blue undertones is what, it's gorgeous. I really like this color. Oh, I really hope it's enough. This paint sprayer is actually the bane of my existence. I can get by with it. However, it sucks. Like, for instance, if you don't have it set, so I don't know if you're familiar with using a paint sprayer, but this little nozzle right here, you turn it to control how much paint comes out. And even if you've never used a paint sprayer, you can kind of imagine that if you have too much paint spraying out, you're going to create drips. So you don't want too much paint to be coming out. However, unfortunately with this sprayer, if you don't have it set up high enough, paint just doesn't come out. Basically, there is a really fine line on this paint sprayer of where you can spray, where paint will actually come out, but it won't spray out. And the thing is where that line is changes every time you use it. It also changes while you're using it, which is just really fun. And then you'll find it and you'll spray, and then all of a sudden a bunch of paint will start coming out. It's really cool. I love this sprayer. Kind of what happens when you buy a cheap sprayer, right? The other crappy thing about it is that if you're familiar with paint sprayers, you're gonna realize why this is such a pain in the butt. This part is attached to the motor. So in order to wash this out, you have to have it upside down and tilted so the water doesn't reach the motor. Hello? Why? Why would you make it to where the motor is attached to a part that has to be washed out? So it's just a pain in the butt to clean it. And I'm always worried, I'm like, one of these times, that water's getting in the motor. Hasn't happened yet. I already did a coat of shellac on everything, and hopefully that seals everything in. Why does it still seem like it's not mixed up enough? I mean, it has to be. I was mixing this a lot even before I started recording. That is weird. God, this makes me wonder if this paint is oil-based, in which I wouldn't know because I can't see the, and then you're not supposed to thin it with water, so I don't know. Here goes nothing. So it's the next day. I've never seen that before. I don't know what that is. Is that wood tannins coming through on the black? I've just never seen that before. So I'm a little puzzled. Let's look at the rest of the piece. I don't see it over here. I wonder if this is from spraying the shellac. Is that the pattern I made? No, I don't know actually. I'm not sure. Let's see, let me turn on the flash. It's definitely like, I think those weird spots are probably the wood tannins. I don't really know. I don't know, that's really weird. So I'm gonna say that if I do this second coat and I still see that weirdness coming through at that point, I might have to go to the store and get actual shellac, not just the spray shellac. Maybe the spray shellac isn't as good as I would think that that's probably the case. This piece was supposed to be easy and quick. Definitely gonna need another coat, but I really hope those swirly marks go away. All of that swirly stuff is gone off the top. It's looking good. I don't like that these indents from the grain are still there. Is that a little bit of runnage? That's okay, because this time I'm gonna sand. This grain. I never had this happen before. And I think it's a lack of sanding. I think before I do another coat on the sprayer, I might go to and this is gonna have to be tomorrow, I might go to the areas where that grain is real bad and roll paint on there. The thing is I actually don't have that much of this paint left. And see if, you know, the thickness of the regular paint does enough to fill in those holes, because it's not bad on top. I don't know, man. Or do I just fill it? All right, so I talked to my husband about the issue, seeing if he had any ideas, and he thinks that what I should do for the little grainy parts is take a brush with the actual paint, since you know, with the paint sprayer you water it down, you make it really thin, but without it being thinned down, it's actually really thick and would probably fill those. So he was talking about taking a brush to it and then sanding out you know, any brush marks. But as I'm looking at this now, I'm realizing that there's so many of them that it might actually just be better for me to roll it. It's just that the rollers that I would, you know, normally roll something with sucks up so much of the paint. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to brush it and then use a foam roller to roll out the brush marks. And I am not going to get as nice of a finish as I do with the paint sprayer. That's just the reality of the situation. Is it drying already? Is that why that's happening? What is going on? Oh no. There's like these chunks. Oh, it must have been from the paint, because I didn't strain it. And of course, Why would this go smoothly? So I just sanded it. It's gonna need likely 2 more layers because some of the parts got sanded down through all the paint. There was just no way around it. This is a really good lesson on being a beginner flipper because I've been doing this for a year and a half, but it has not been consistent. And there's reasons for that. I didn't have this space for a while. And then we lost the space out here because it got overtaken by, we had a situation out here in the garage that we had to deal with, and it made the garage a huge mess. So that's kind of a long story. So even though I've been doing it for a year and a half, it's not been consistent. So I'm definitely still a beginner flipper. And if you want to start flipping furniture, you just have to understand that there is such a big learning curve to it. And this piece, this was supposed to be easy. This was supposed to be quick. 48 hours is what I was thinking. Just a scuff sand, filling up a couple little imperfections with Bondo, and then painting my heart away. And that's just not what happened. And then, you know, of course, as you've seen, I've made mistakes. Not one single time has there been a piece where I haven't made a mistake that has set me back significantly. And so you're just gonna have to expect that. It's really, really, really frustrating. That's the thing, is you have to be patient with yourself because it's just gonna take you a while. I mean, we're talking about used furniture that is unpredictable, and every piece comes with a new thing, aspect, circumstance that makes you have to learn a new skill to fix it, or use a skill that you're just, you know, that you're not good with. You're also using tools that are, you know, I would say 10 years ago were considered to be like professional tools that, you know, your average Joes weren't using in their garage to flip furniture. Be really patient with yourself. Okay, so I'm just going through and I am touching up some spots. I am pretty happy with it. I'm not gonna nitpick it. Just going through with a paintbrush and yeah, touching up the little spots, and then we'll be ready for some poly. Whoa. After the first level, the first layer of poly I did on this drawer, I went to go lightly sand with, I don't know what I did with the sanding, oh, it's right here. With, this says 1200 to 1500 grit, so we're talking low grit. As you can see, the paint came off. I couldn't have been lighter with my sanding. I sanded it very lightly, and that still happened. I know exactly why that happened. I was afraid of it while I was painting it, and this is just a lesson learned. Remember how I said I was really low on paint? Well, I thinned it too much, not on purpose, but normally when that happens, because it has happened before, I just add more paint. Well, I didn't have paint to add to it. So it just made the paint not durable enough. I really just can't describe the level of done I am with this piece. I'm not sure how to properly rectify this besides sanding the poly off and doing another coat of paint that I don't have. So I have to think on this. Here's the thing, is I can take a brush and I can just fix that but then I'm going to give it to somebody and it's going to that just tells me that the rest of the piece is probably easily going to come off. And I don't want to give somebody a piece like that. I might have to pivot to a different color. That might be my only chance on this piece of, oh my God. Oh, yeah, I mean, the paint is just coming right off up there. The thing is if I repaint this, which, I mean, let's be real, I have to do that because I don't know exactly what color it was and I don't have enough of that color left. I mean, that just simply means that I have to repaint the whole thing, which is terrible news. I don't have enough of a dark color. I mean, to be honest, the original color I wanted to go with was something similar to this, so maybe this is just all gonna work out for the better. For the sake of this video not being a million years long, I'm not going to record me painting this either. Just know that I am about to paint it. Also, by the way, after I did the first coat on this last night, my new paint sprayer showed up. Wasn't supposed to come until next week. So then I was like, God, should I just sand it back and spray it? I was like, no, I'm just going to, no, with my luck, because it's a new sprayer that I've never used before, there's going to be a learning curve to it. It's going to make it take longer. So I'm just going to keep doing what I was doing. And I'm just going to simply roll it because this has to come to an end, you guys. It has to. So yeah, I'm going to sand it just a tiny little bit just to get off any maybe dust that might have settled into the piece while it was drying. We're at the 2-week mark now when this was supposed to be like a 2-day thing. All right, let me show you where I'm at. So I think I was recording yesterday when I noticed wood tannins coming through on the cabinets. But honestly, at this point, I can't remember exactly if I was recording or not, but I was like, crap, that's right. This had a wood tannin problem, but I had forgotten because I painted it dark. So I thought, there are so many layers of paint on this. If wood tannins are still coming through, really the only thing to do at this point besides sanding it back and putting a proper primer on it is putting something over it to just literally cover it. So I had this beautiful paintable water activated wallpaper, but see how I put that contact paper on the shelf? I don't even remember if I've showed that yet or not. Well, I went to go put it in this drawer, and part of the back side of the contact paper that you have to peel off, it would not come off. It was just like a thin layer of it stuck on there in 2 different spots. And the more I kept trying to get it off, the more I just kept wrinkling it, and eventually it tore. And I was like, okay, I'm done. So I just crumpled it up to go grab another piece, but the other pieces I had, of course, were not big enough. So I ended up buying different contact paper. It has gold leaves on it. And the reason I chose this is because on the hardware that I chose, it has these little leaf designs on it. I painted the hardware gold, and the little leaf designs I painted white. So gold, white, leaves, contact paper will kind of tie it all together. So right now I'm contemplating if I should cut the piece smaller on the sides, because again, I don't have a whole lot of experience in this, so I don't know if it's easier to work with if it's not so long. No, it just ripped. Oh no. I have to say, this is one thing that's nice about the water activated wallpaper, is that because of the fact that it's not sticky like this, you can move it around and adjust it a lot easier, because it takes a while to start actually sticking. And that's really helpful. Okay. Am I not supposed to have this much extra paper? People make this look so easy on videos. I don't get it. I have a feeling maybe you're supposed to cut it to more of an exact piece or something, because this is just so nowhere near as easy as it is for the people in the videos. Oh, this is gonna be all crooked right there, isn't it? I gotta be super careful with this, because this is the rip part. It's all crooked. Oh my god, wow. Okay, so why would anything go right? Why? Like, what? I hope I bought enough of this. So I think I need to cut it to more precise with just a little bit of extra maybe. I don't freaking know, dude. It's so frustrating. I'm so done with this piece. I'm so done with it. Like, this is crazy. I'm so frustrated. I just want to be done with this. I haven't shared a whole lot of why I'm doing this. For one, I enjoy it. I truly enjoy it. How did it seem like it? Of this piece of furniture, but normally I enjoy it. This piece of furniture is just giving me a lot of trouble, but my family and I have had a really hard year financially. And I'm basically trying to flip our way out of debt. Oh, there's kind of a lot to it that I won't fully get into, but not including cars and our house. We are in we are in tens of thousands of dollars in debt that has accumulated just this year alone, due to things that I won't say that they were unavoidable. In general, they were unavoidable because of our scope of knowledge, I guess. But ignorance isn't an excuse, so it's on us, obviously, and it's on us to get ourselves out of this. Now, the logical thing, I guess, would be to clean more houses, which I absolutely could. The problem is, after cleaning for so long, it started to take a toll on my body. Cleaning is really hard work. You don't have to do it professionally to know that it's hard work. So, like, when you have a day where you clean your house all day, imagine doing that every single day. It takes a toll on my body. So I work mostly 2 days a week. 1 week out of the month I work 3 days. But it's kind of one of those things that's like, do I jeopardize my physical health or, to make more money? And, the answer to that is not if I don't have to. And so this gives me the opportunity to be at home with my kids and still make money. This is crazy. I'm having a hard time getting this off. Oh, are you supposed to get a heat gun? Does that help? Let me look at my heat gun. I'm gonna get this off, and I'll be back. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do that again. I'm not the same woman I was 30 minutes ago before I started lining the drawer with contact paper. Not perfect. Like, look at the edge over there. I mean, but you know what? From a distance, it looks fine. It is what it is. I'm just gonna now line the shelf, which should go way better because I don't have to, I can remove the shelf. So yeah, that should go a lot better. Famous last words, right? I started doing it and I'm really nervous because if I don't get this right, I'm screwed because I won't have enough contact paper to finish this shelf. Yeah, baby. I stopped filming because I was like, this is ridiculous, this is embarrassing, I can't, like, a microwave stand should not be taking me at that point 2 weeks. And so I was like, I'm just not gonna post this. And then, so I stopped recording my progress, and then I was like, you know what? I always watch furniture flipping videos, and it's always people who are really good at it, and so maybe it would be nice to put out content out there from somebody who is more of a newbie and makes a lot of mistakes, stupid, silly mistakes. And maybe that'll help some people out there who are just getting into it, because it's really easy when you're just starting out to feel like maybe I'm just not good at this, maybe I should just stop trying. And I see that there's wallpaper on here now. After painting it, the wood tannins were coming through. And I had forgot that was an issue in the beginning because I was painting it dark so I couldn't see. Once it was white, it was pretty bad on the doors. That was pretty much the only issue, the only place where it was an issue. So I said, screw it. I'm just gonna put wallpaper over it. So that's what I did, and I'm calling it good. That's frustrating. I just I went a little too hard on the edge right there, and now the black is showing through, so I'll have to touch that spot up. No, you guys. This is the piece that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. For the sake of just doing everything all at once, I'm not going to put another coat of poly on right now. I'm going to let that spot that I touched up dry, and I'll come back out in a little bit, because what I don't want is to poly everything and then mean to come back and put the last coat of poly on the drawer and then forget. I would rather just make sure I do it all at once. So last night I was so excited. I got everything done with the last coat of poly, and I put the hardware on, and I put the cabinets on, and I thought I was done. But we know how this piece of furniture is going. I'm not done. Would you like to know why? I don't get it. So what I'm hoping is that I simply put these on the opposite side of the opposite side and upside down. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put them on the opposite side and then upside down and see if that helps. Wish me luck. Okay. Let's see. Moment of truth. Please, please. Nope. So it's still like that. Yeah, I have no idea why. It's weird because the hinge problem is worse than it was before. It makes no sense to me at all. I figured it out. Yay! So what it is on these type of hinges, these little screws right here adjust where the cabinet door sits. So I'm putting in all the rest of the screws, and then I'll be ready to go take pictures. I'm really glad, dude. I took off all of these hinges, and I was literally about to start drilling holes for new hinges. And I was just looking at these hinges going, why are there those extra screws there? I was like, what if those are adjustable? If these are like adjustable hinges. So I put them back on one door, and when I messed with those screws, I saw the door going in and out. I was like, yes. So, yep, just doing all of this, and then we're gonna take pictures, y'all. I thought I would never, ever get here, but here we are. This thing started out as an old 80s microwave stand, outdated, that orange stain, and look at it now. It's modern and it's so cute.